Welcome to another episode of the Relic Posse. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We have a school near where I live that goes back to the early 1900s, and I know I filmed there before, but I decided to grid off one area in the back. You're not going to see Chris a lot in the beginning because this was filmed over the course of a couple of weeks, and he was recovering from his knee surgery, but he's doing pretty good now. He's back at it, so he is toward the end of the video, and we found some pretty good stuff. It goes to show you that nothing is ever hunted out. I gridded off one corner and was really pleased with some of the stuff we found. So saddle up. It's time to take another ride with the Relic Posse. And if you like dad jokes, check out some of our shorts right here on YouTube. Chris has been putting some great dad jokes out. Absolutely love them.
They will make your eyes roll.
Still in front of the school, still up by the road, and I just got an old watch. I don't know how old it was. Saw some shiny on the back. I was hoping silver, but clearly marked stainless steel. Body wear. It's not a Timex. Took a licking, but it's not still ticking. Still cool to find these old watches. I don't know too many people that still wear watches nowadays. I haven't worn one in years. Love finding these old things. Back at the middle school, the old high school, and I got excited. This medallion just popped out of the hole, and I thought I had silver. It cleaned up really well. Back really cleaned up well, but I don't find any markings anywhere that would indicate silver, so thinking maybe just a very heavy stainless steel. Still, I've never seen one quite like this. Got the swimmer on top, or a diver. Looks like she's about to dive into a pool. Mary below. Neat looking medallion. Happy with it even if it's not silver. A little further down from where I found that mystery item coin, and no mystery about this, my first dug silver of the year. Got one from a Coinstar last week, but this is the first dug one. Haven't been out that much. It's been raining nonstop all spring. Looks like a 1956 Rosie, not super old, but old enough to be silver. Don't see a mint mark on it, but very cool. Let's hope he's got some friends out here. Tonight I'm hunting an old football field, a couple old football fields, sticking to this one right now. And I don't have much more time, so I know I'm not going to touch the other one tonight, but I'll be back. The new fields are way down there. Much nicer facility than this thing was. But these fields are no longer in use, so they're fair game. And I just dug my second silver of the week. My second silver of the year. It's been so rainy, haven't been out too much. I got a Merc. Looks like it's a 1918 Merc. I had already checked this out. And there is a mint mark on the back, a D. So 1918 D, my first Merc of the year. It's getting dark, but I'm going to be back. Love finding Mercs. Still at the abandoned football field, and more than a pinpointer deep, I just dug, I guess, a bucket lister. I've never dug one of these before. An old level. I think it's going to clean up pretty nice. I got that window where I can see the bubbles still there. If the other two windows are good, I have myself a new level. Very cool. Got about 15 minutes left before I gotta go. Let's see if I can find at least one more thing. Well, I'm back at that abandoned football field where I was last night, and I found that Merc. And I may have just found 2 silvers and 2 knights. Found this old ring. Neat design. Cleaned up pretty good. I don't see any markings inside, though. It's nice and heavy. Might be silver. When I get it home, I'll look it over a little bit better, see if there are any markings. But either way, always fun finding cool rings like this. Can't wait to see what else is here. Still by those old abandoned football fields behind this elementary school. Back in the 1900s, 40s, 50s, 60s, this was an old Catholic school. And that may explain this find. An old cross. Wasn't very deep. Looks like it says, with God, all things are possible. Neat old cross. Love finding things like this. That ring, it's the second piece of jewelry tonight. Got about a half hour left. Let's see if there's time to dig something more. Back at the abandoned field again. And my first hole tonight, it's a Merc. I wish it was a Merc. It is a Wheatie. Wasn't sure what I had at first. The back is so toasted. But I did get a date on the front, 1944D. So there was that Merc I got a few days ago, the 1918. Now this one's 81 years old. There are old coins around. Let's keep going. Hope we find some more. And today's episode is brought to you by the letter G. I am at the middle school right now, and I literally just walked in. There's the entrance. There's my first hole. Thought maybe I had silver coin, rang up like a quarter, but instead, it's the letter G. Today's mystery item, I guess. If anybody knows what this was, a tag of some kind. You can see tiny holes on either end, so it was mounted to something. Don't see any other details except the letter G. If anybody has a clue what this is, let me know in the comments. Appreciate it. Well, this was unexpected. I'm back at the abandoned football field again. And I just found a musket ball, what I believe is a fired musket ball. It's dented on that side. Nice and round on all the other sides, but you can see where it looks like it hit something. And it's old. Nice white patina. You don't get a patina like that unless you've been in the ground a while. This is the second musket ball I found at a school this year. Found one earlier in the year at Elbridge, and one right here. Love finding old musket balls. I am back at the middle school, the old high school today. Dates back to the early to mid 1900s, out by the football field. And I just found my second Merc of the year. Not a super old one, looks like 1941, but Mercs are one of my favorite coins. Just love digging these things. I don't see a mint mark on the back. A lot of glare here, so it's possible, but I don't think so. Either way, never get tired of digging Mercs. Back by the abandoned football field again. And this one was so close. 1965. Missed silver by a year, but I've got a question. Over the years of digging, I've noticed that when I pull out quarters from 1965 and 1966, they come out cleaner than anything newer. 1967 and newer, sometimes it's hard to read the date. They come out really cruddy, but the 65s and the 66s, you can read the date nice. Obviously still clad, they're not silver. But what is the difference between a 65 and 66 quarter and anything newer that makes these come out just a little bit cleaner? I've tried Googling it, never gotten an answer. 64 and earlier, they're silver, they come out beautiful. 67 and later, they come out horrible, but 65 and 66, for some reason, they come out just a little bit nicer than other clad quarters. If anybody knows, leave a comment. I would really like to know why all my 65s and 66s come out just a little bit nicer than any other quarter. I am way on the other side of the field now, at the bottom of this hill, and I just found a neat old car. Definitely seen better days. It's been smashed. Gonna have to see if I can dig some of that dirt out, but maybe an old Tootsie toy. Either way, neat old car. Definitely older than the typical Hot Wheels Matchbox cars you pull out. Love finding old toys like this. My oldest coin of the day, and I got lucky with this one. It's a Wheatie, and it came out pretty clean. Clearly see the date, 1956, not a super old one. 58 was the last year they made them. You can clearly see it though, clearly see the back. And for this field, it's pretty unusual. I dug the penny on the left a little closer to the old abandoned football field, and you can see how much that's gunked up. Both sides, but especially the back. Took me a minute to even identify it as a memorial. But the Wheatie that's been in the ground longer, but over on the playground side, came out so much cleaner. Love it. Well, an update on that car. Unfortunately, it seems like the dirt was the only thing holding it together. I brushed it off and it fell apart into 3 pieces. Wasn't able to get any markings off of it. Oh well. It's garbage now. I am back at the Wood Street property. Way in the back. About as far back this way as I can get. And I just got myself an old car, train, something. Let's see if we can clean it off and see what we got here. Looks like an old fire truck. Missing 3 of the wheels. The one that's still there, pretty much locked up. Didn't clean up too bad. Let's see if we can see what this says. Made in England by Lesney. Matchbox series number, can't make that number out. Cool. Matchbox when they were still made by Lesney. Love it. Still at Wood Street, and I've got a bit of a mystery item. Can anybody tell me what this might have been? Interesting looking. Looks like that slid up and down at one point. Got some notches on it. That I think is hollow, just got dirt in it now. If anybody has a clue what this might be, leave a comment. Don't see any markings. It's interesting looking. If you know, let me know. Well, this hole had a nice surprise. The penny is just a Zinken, so it can't be any older than 82. I tried looking at it. I think it says 86. Which means this marble probably isn't all that old either. But I love the way it sparkles. It's a nice looking marble. It's been a long time since I found a marble in a hole. Love it. And another mystery item at the Wood Street Permission. Found it over there closer to the house. It was deep, a good 8-9 inches deep. Over here filming because of the sunlight. Is this a button? It's got a hole there. Almost wondering if that was the shank. And it was a ball type button. Or was it something completely different? If you know, let me know. Mystery item number 2 for the day. I am as far back as you can get behind the middle school, the old high school, way behind the football and the non-varsity football fields, all the way at the end. And I just dug a deep hole, some kind of jewelry. I don't think any of it's real. Sparkle's nice. Looks like maybe a clip-on earring. Fake or not, always fun digging old jewelry. Love it. Now this is kind of crazy. Way in that corner, way over there, that's where I found that piece of jewelry. And my plan was to walk all the way along, which I did. Found a couple pieces of clad, nothing more. And then I was going to grid my way back that way. But right about there, I decided for no reason, you know, I'm going to turn. And I'm going to head upfield. And I don't know what made me do it. But just a few feet further, my first silver of the day. Looks like my fourth silver dime of the year. Let me clean it up and see what we have. I think it's just a rosy, but let's see. Yep, just a rosy, but an older one, 1946. And it doesn't look like there's any mint mark, but still, silver is silver. And I don't know what made me turn right there, but I'm glad I did. I just found that rosy maybe 10 feet that way. I don't see my hole. Must have done a pretty good job plugging it back up. But just walked over this way a little bit, and I found a Wheatie, 1953, not super old, but came out in pretty nice condition. Can see everything. 1953. 2 coins more than 75 years old. Love it. And I need to learn to do my math a little better. 53 would have been 72 years ago. Still, nice old coin. I could dig Wheaties all day. Well, this is a first for me. I am way back at the middle school again, and I've dug Indian head pennies before, but I've never dug one at any of the schools around here. Until now. Not in great condition. You can see the shield. The back's not bad. You can see where it says 1 cent. The front's not quite as good. I can make it out a 1/8, so it's 1800 and something. Hopefully when I get it home I can clean it up a little bit more. We'll see. But my first Indian head penny from a school anyway. Gonna have to dig around this area some more. Who knows what else is here? I dug the IHP right around there. Not too far from it, I dug another penny, turned out to be a Zinken. And now, I just got myself a D-buckle. Not intact, the middle part, the prong or whatever you call it's missing. I think it's iron. Not sure what it's made of. Still, I haven't found too many buckles. This is the second one I found this year, and the first one was missing the middle part too. But buckles are always cool to find. No telling how old this is. Like I said, my last 2 coins, one was from the 1800s, one was from no earlier than 1982. So this could be real old, could be more modern. If anybody knows, leave a comment. Today's mystery item. I am still at the middle school, and I just dug some kind of a light bulb, I believe. I don't know if it's old, if it's modern, what it goes to. If anybody has a clue, let me know. Pretty cool looking. If you have any idea what this is, leave a comment in the comment section. I appreciate it. Today's mystery item part 2. Just dug this up. Rang up just like a quarter. Not sure what it was. The yellow in the middle was a lot dingier. I was able to clean that up, but that's about all I could clean up. No clue what this is. Looks like it's got a hole there and a hole there that it was mounted to something. If anybody knows what this is, leave a comment. Appreciate it. Now this is interesting. At first I thought I had a barrette, and maybe I do, but it's got a chain on it. Can anybody tell me exactly what this is? I don't think a hairpiece would have a chain on it. Very cool looking, whatever it is. Nice and sturdy, made out of good material. If anybody has a clue, please leave a comment. I appreciate it. I know it's jewelry, but I have no idea beyond that what this might be. Well, it's been a pretty good day here at the middle school. Pretty much just made one straight line from the hedgerow back. And I found an Indian head penny, a buckle, some mystery items, neat piece of jewelry, and now I just found my third Merc of the year. Haven't flipped it over yet. I don't know what year it is. Looks like it's kind of worn on the back. Let's see what the front looks like. Front's in pretty good condition. Yeah, to zoom in to see it, looks like 1917. A nice old one. I'm not sure what the first year Merc is, but this is definitely on the older side. I don't see a mint mark, but it's also pretty worn there, so hard to tell. But 1917. Very cool. Well, this is nuts. That is the hole where I just found that 1917 Merc, and I got this far, and I found another one. This one looks in better condition. I don't see a mint mark on this one either. Much newer one, 1942. So I got one on the older side of the spectrum and on the newer side of the spectrum. But two Mercs in a row. This one rang up exactly like the last one. I got excited while I dug it, and I thought, no, it can't be. I can't get two in a row. I've never gotten two Mercs in a row, two holes in a row like that. But sure enough, there it is, 1942. Love it. Okay, my next find, more jewelry. A junk bracelet, I think, but still pretty cool. Got the letter A on it. Looks like it was pink. You can see more of the pink on the back. When I first saw that, I thought maybe it was a fishing lure, a spoon or something. But it's got some fabric to wrap around the wrist. Some kind of bracelet. Bracelet with the letter A. Something sparkling there. I'm sure they're not diamonds, but still pretty cool. I prefer to find silver or gold jewelry, but even junk jewelry is fun. Love it. I have been hunting this middle school for years, and I've never had a time like this. Another silver dime. This one was so tarnished, I didn't realize it was silver. But look at that. 1 cent. 1 dime. 1 cent. 1 dime. Don't see a mint mark on it, but sure enough, it's a barber dime. Only the second barber dime I've ever gotten out of this field, and I think only my 4th barber dime ever. 1904. 120 years old. I was hoping for seated when I saw the 1 dime. That's still on my bucket list, and it's still on my bucket list. But I am happy with a barber. 2 Mercs and now a barber. Love it. Well, my next find kind of confirms some things we've always suspected. Looks like I've got most of a horseshoe here, or at least half. We found some things that we've suspected were horse tack in this area. We've never found anything to really prove horses have been here. I think we have now. At least I'm pretty sure it's a horseshoe. If anybody knows differently, let me know. The side on the right looks like it's angling out a little bit further than it should, but it may have just gotten bent over the years. But looks like a piece of horseshoe to me. Unless you know otherwise. Going with horseshoe. Cool. I am still at the elementary school that used to be the old Catholic high school, and unfortunately, in the field I'm hunting, whatever fertilizer they used many years ago makes so many of these coins, especially copper coins, come out so toasted you can't get anything off them. I can see enough detail on the back that this is a Wheatie. Clearly says 1 cent, but the front is so toasted I don't think I'm ever going to get a date off of it. That's a shame. It's funny, because if you go up by that stand there, I've dug some Wheaties in that field, and they must have used a different fertilizer because they come out nice and clean. But in this field here, they come out like this. So I got a Wheatie, but I'll never know how old. Well, this row's been pretty much a bust. I started way at the hedgerow by that tree there, came all this way. Haven't found anything until now. Just found myself a Wheatie. Nice green patina. Pretty sure it says 1935, so 90 years old. Both the front and the back are in pretty good condition. Unlike the one I found yesterday at the elementary school that was so toasted from whatever fertilizer they use. They don't seem to use it back here in this field. So 1935. Just love the patina on this one. Hopefully there's more down here. We'll find out. Well, this was kind of funny. I dug the 1935 Wheatie, dropped it, didn't see where it dropped, so I used my pinpointer to find it, picked it up, and realized that the one I picked up was a 1956 Wheatie. Apparently it was a coin spill, a 2-coin coin spill. Didn't realize it until I dropped the one that there was another one down there waiting for me. Love it. Well, this is a fun find. Last year at this time, I had about a dozen of these things. This is my first one this year. King George, Queen Elizabeth's father. And it's an older wartime penny, 1945. Neat little piece of history. Let's see what we find next. Still at the middle school, and Chris is coming this way. I hope he's not walking this way to see what I just dug, because it's nothing really all that special. But a lighter. Lighters are always fun to dig. It was kind of deep. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any markings off it. It's got a design. I think hearts or balloons or something. If it says anything on the bottom, I can't tell. But a neat little lighter. Always happy with lighters. Love it.
Well, this is the first time I've been out in a while. I was hoping my first hole would be a coin. It is not. Not sure what it is. Well, I know it's a chain and a round loop, but I don't know what it went to. But it's not a coin. Oh well. Maybe the next one. Well, my second hole is a coin. Nothing special. It's a 1980 penny. But I kind of wonder about it, because back in the 80s when we went to school, this is where the football games were, the high school football games, and we used to walk all the way across this field and jump this fence to go over there to the local restaurants. So I wonder if I or one of my friends dropped this back in 1984. That's a thought.
Chris is over there digging, and I'm over here, and I blame him for this one. Seems like when we're out as a group, I find a lot of washers. If you look back at some of our old videos, almost every video has a washer. I've done a lot of digging here by myself, Haven't found any washers. He's here. It's like my third hole today. Nice big washer. Oh well. Got that out of the way. Let's see what we find next.
Okay, right next to hole number 2, hole number 3. Another penny. This one's 1982. So there's still a chance that I dropped this back in 1983 or 1984. Hopping this fence. So now I gave you my 2 cents worth. Well, I almost gave up on this one because once I opened the hole, the sound disappeared. But I put my pinpointer down there and it was close enough to go for. Ended up being a quarter. Pretty deep quarter too. It's probably about 9-10 inches. And it's only a 1990. I thought maybe that deep it'd be silver. Kind of rang up a silver when I first hit it. But it's not. I'll double check the hole, but I think this is it. Alright. On to the next. Well, there's my first surface find. Looks like a lacrosse ball. I don't know if it's a hole ball or not. And it is. And it's just a practice ball. One of the soft rubbery ones. But still, it'll beat Mike's golf ball, because I know he's going to find one of those. Alright, on to the next. Well, this is one of the things that makes you go, huh. I don't know if you can see it really good or not, but up there is the football field I was talking about earlier. Got the stands, the stadium, the whole 9 yards, lights. And down here are practice fields for football. And got goal posts at both ends. Over there they got goal posts at both ends. I don't know if you can really see this one, but it's right on the edge of a fence, and right on the other side there's a car dealership. Do they actually use that goal post? Do they actually practice with it and kick balls over into the brand new cars? Or did they waste a lot of money putting a goal post up just to look pretty to match the other side? So I'm going, huh. So here's a closer look at that goalpost. And it looks like it's about 2 feet away from the fence. And about 20-25 feet away from brand new vehicles. Now there is a stopper netting up there, but it's not that high. So if they're a good kicker, they're definitely going to kick it over that. But I'm still going, huh. Still looking at that goalpost going, huh. But anyway, right here, I just found another quarter, still clad, 1989, so it's 1 year closer to silver than the last one was. Not quite there though. I guess I better mention, this is the 1989 quarter I just found. I better mention that 1989 was the year my first daughter was born. And if she sees this video, she's going to make sure that I said that. So, there you go, Amy. I said it.
Well, my last coin was that barber. So when a nickel popped out, I was hoping I had a shield nickel or maybe even a V nickel, which V nickel's still a bucket lister for me. I've dug, I think, 3 shields. Nope, it's a Jefferson. But if you look closely, 1939, so it's I believe, second year Jefferson. So either way, it's no barber, it's not silver, but it's still a pretty old coin. Love it. Well, this one's neat on a couple of different levels. I am at one of the middle schools in town, but 75 years ago or so, this was a Catholic high school called Mount Carmel. And back here, I just found my 4th silver in 3 days. That doesn't happen too often. I am not sure who that is, but if you look on the back, it's clearly marked Sterling, And around the figure it says, Our Lady of Mount Carmel, pray for us. So this medallion is the namesake of the old school, and it's silver. If anybody knows which saint this is, I'm assuming it's a saint, maybe it's Jesus, but if anybody knows for sure, leave a comment. Either way, silver number 4. Love it.
Well, it's another sort of deep, about 7 inches, but not so old penny. Getting older though. This one's a 1979. I guess it's kind of old. If you think 1979 was 46 years ago. So it's almost half a century, so I guess we're dating ourselves. It's kind of old. But 7 inches down, how deep are the really old ones?
All right, well, that was a fun episode. Got a lot of silver. Just had a great time. Well,
You got a lot of silver.
I got a lot of silver. Got my first barber in a couple of years. Just like I said at the beginning, it goes to show you nothing's ever hunted out, because I've hunted back there, other people have hunted back there, but when I gridded and went carefully, we found quite a lot of stuff. So today we're going to celebrate with a Southern Tier IPA.
And I am not an IPA person, but we'll give it a shot. India Pale Ale.
What IPA stands for.
Oh, I did not know that.
Now you do.
Now I do. Maybe that's...
All right.
I didn't like it because I didn't know what it meant.
Now you'll like it.
Maybe.
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Now I like it.
Yeah, a little bit hoppy, but not too bad at all.
It's a little pale.
It's an ale.
Take off, eh?